another Generation 2 Plasticon review! Woo! Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover some more Generation 2. When I'm talking G2, I'm talking G2 unreleased toy lines, such as Blocktown. A lot of people out there don't understand what Blocktown was, but Blocktown was going to be this hybrid of building blocks, much like Lego, lined up with a few Transformer figures. What I have here in front of me is the array of the accelerators that they were going to release, and these are really interesting recolors of what was released in the United States and in Europe. So let's take a quick look at all these guys and check them out. Starting out with this lot, we're going to check out good old Generation 2 Rapid Engine. This guy here would have been known as Rapid Engine versus Rapido. Now I know in Europe he was also known as Rapid Engine as well, so this would make more sense considering it would be almost a complete different character. Both of the cars are identical. By the way, I do not have a gun for this guy, so his engine portion can pop off and successfully plug onto the back of him just like that, and then there you go. There's Rapid Engine with the engine gun actually in place. He looks really sharp. I do like him a whole lot. He honestly is a very awesome version of this guy, and I do like this color scheme. This color scheme tends to, I don't know, it looks more like, I don't know, just like, I kind of get more a Knight Rider kind of feel or something like that. And although he is an Autobot, he is not a Decepticon. These things are really cool. I do like the silver detail picked out here. You know, it kind of almost gives you kind of that Knight Rider feel, but not really, considering, you know, he's not really a Trans Am. I do like the tail light detail picked out here. It looks very sharp, and he's a nice looking car mode. It's really solid looking little car mode. I do like him a lot, but you know, let's stop waffling about this car mode and get into his transformations, shall we? And here's Rapid Engine in his robot mode, and he looks really sharp like this. I love how this blue just kind of pops out when he's like in robot mode. It just looks really good, especially, I guess, this black and kind of silver color going on here. It looks kind of nice. Got this little engine gun there. And he's actually not too terribly bad. I do love how he looks. His entire silhouette looks very cool too. Not to mention the head sculpt's very amazing. I've always loved the head sculpts of all these accelerators, and you know, obviously got that crazy light piping going on because, you know, it looks pretty good. And putting him kind of next to Rapido here, he looks nice. I do know that, yeah, you can turn this thing here around backward, but I tend to do this to kind of set these two guys a bit apart, so that way there's a little bit of a difference between them. I honestly think the pink sticking up behind him actually looks pretty nice compared to just kind of a black silhouette type of thing going on here. But that is Rapid Engine, so let's go ahead and continue on and check out the other ones. Carrying on with our accelerators, this is your Generation 2 Turbo Fire, also known as Hotrider. That's who this guy is Hotrider. Turbo Fire was the one that was released in the States and kind of worldwide. I do know there's a pink variant window version of this guy as well, and he's really, really cool, like all the like splattering and such going on. But he does have a removable engine just as well as Rapido does. So just kind of push this head portion here down, stick this engine back up into the bay here, which, you know, this was the whole gimmick of these guys, is their engines became their guns, but I just unfortunately don't have a full set for both. But he looks really sharp with that engine in there. He does look cool. I do like him a whole lot. He is very neat looking. I love all this blue. This blue looks very good, and he's got this ginormous G2 emblem right there on the top, and not to mention just all the detail picked out, like the whole like silver going on here, and then the silver going on back there, and you know, it's just a really, really cool looking truck. I do like it a lot. But anyway, enough waffling about this cool looking truck mode. Let's go ahead and turn him into a robot like we should. Here's Hotrider in his robot mode, and he looks amazing. I absolutely love how this truck looks. We don't get enough pickup trucks, and I can tell you right now, this is awesome. I do like this a lot. This whole like bumper being picked out with like that silver looks very good on there, you know, and his crazy light piping. I mean, who doesn't like light piping? Seriously, this is like an art, lost art. He's got a nice G2 emblem right there on his shoulder. And he just looks very cool. I do like how he looks. And even from the back, he looks pretty nice. He doesn't look crazy, you know. I love the idea that these guys are kind of like, you know, they don't have like this humongous like craziness on them. I love the size of these guys too. Now, checking him out next to Turbo Fire, he looks pretty nice. I don't mind this color scheme. This color scheme looks very cool. I do like the fact that, you know, just has a little bit of a difference there. Really, like a color change is just the biggest thing there, and it just looks really sharp. I do love how this looks. Considering that like all these would have came with building blocks, this guy here would have come with I believe it's the stoplight is the building block set he would have came with. I'm just trying to remember what the other one was supposed to come with, but I do know that he would came with like a stoplight building set, which is kind of neat. I believe he came with the gas pump, or not the gas pump, the yeah, he came with the gas pump. Sorry, not the garage, but the gas pump. That's what these guys here would have came with. But you know, I got plenty more here to show you. So give me a second. And here's Generation 2 REV. Yes, REV. Also looks a lot like Scram. Scram is the blue Corvette, which looks very cool. This here almost looks like a wind charger kind of, but you know, I think it's kind of neat. His name being Rev is kind of nice. I do like the color change. It's very nice on these guys. It's just great. I love this. I like the fact that this guy here's got a lot of silver here, kind of picked out in the front with the two little white pieces there. Almost looks like eyes, like, you know, the car, I can't remember his name. You guys probably know who I'm talking about. Oh yeah, Lightning McQueen. Yeah, he looks kind of like him a little bit. It's kind of cool though, all this red. And then here on the back, he's got a little bit of red headlight or taillight detail, and then just some silver here, kind of picked out on the back. And obviously, you can tell I actually have engines for both of these guys. So you know, it's kind of nice having the two of these guys together. It looks really cool. But anyway, he does have a G2 emblem right there on the top, which is kind of cool. And obviously, it's there. But, yeah. You're not here to even see him. You're here to see this guy. So let's go ahead and put him into robot mode, shall we? And here's Rev in his robot mode, and this guy looks absolutely sharp. I love the fact that all the white kind of just pops when you stick him in robot mode. It just looks very cool. I do like him a whole lot. And comparing him to Scram, he looks a pretty dynamic difference. I do like that a lot. He is a very, very cool looking robot, and it's kind of funny how it looks like he has like a gigantic mouth here, which is, I find that humorous, but I love it. And, you know, obviously he's got that great light piping, you know, because light piping is awesome. Who doesn't like it? But Rev looks amazing. I actually think he is one of the coolest. And when you actually look at the lore dealing with this guy, honestly, he didn't actually have a Blocktown set that he was going to come with. There was no documentation dealing with that. All we knew was he was going to be this color, and that was it. Considering this is the original mold, and this is what he would look like. Considering they call gang molding, which is where they actually take the molds and they put them all kind of like in a sprue, like you have all your reds, all your blues, all your greens, purples, whatever colors, and whenever they pop them off the sprues, they put them together. And sometimes when they're gang molded like that, they tend to have similar color scheme things go on between the two. But, you know, unfortunately, I don't actually know what Blocktown set he would have come with. And honestly, if it was my guess, I would think maybe like a ramp, because I think that was really the only thing the accelerators was missing, was a ramp, because you had a stop sign or a stoplight, and then you had a gas pump. And well, we're gonna move on to the guy with the garage, so be right back. And here we go with Generation 2 Carzap, also known as Windbreaker. I know, funny name, haha, fart joke insert here. Here's the original Windbreaker. He's a very, very cool looking little guy. And obviously I don't have two engine guns, so we're going to take this out and we're going to pop this in here, and we're going to check out and see what that looked like with the engine actually installed. Here he is with his engine installed, and it looks really cool. I do like the transformers kind of written right there on the side with the G2 logo here, and then you got another G2 logo there, and then you got one here on the back. It's just a very, very, very cool looking Camaro. I do like him a lot. He just looks sharp. I've always loved Carzap. Carzap's always been one of the coolest, and to be honest, this guy only got one official release, and that was that Blocktown one that came with like the crazy fuel pump. Well, technically he would have came with a garage. That's what he would have come with, not a fuel pump, but a garage, because, you know, that's the Bricktown gimmick. You know, and seeing these two next to each other, kind of cool. I do like it a lot. It looks awesome. And yes, I know you guys out there are nitpickers, like, oh, well, that's not the real stickers. Okay, I get it. The real stickers had like a 95 like written on here and such. I cannot, for the life of me, actually duplicate that thing. I really wished I could. And if you guys out there could, hey, send me an entire duplicate set for all these guys, and I'll do a Redux review. Anyhow, let's get this guy put in a robot mode, shall we? And here's Carzap in his robot mode, and this thing looks absolutely phenomenal. I've absolutely loved this guy. Like the whole fact that all this red just breaks out the second you put him into his robot mode, and it looks very cool. I do like him a lot. It's got a nice light piping going on, and like I said, this guy here would have come with the garage, which was kind of interesting. I do like how he turned out. He's very awesome. He's amazing. Comparing him next to his counterpart here, Windbreaker, I think these two look really good next to each other now. This is the type of stuff I love. I love this like different color oriented thing, and some people were like, oh well, this doesn't really scream 90s. It actually is 90s, guys. It really is. It's very 90s. I like how these guys look together. They look sharp. But anyway, let me talk to you here in a few minutes about the entire group. Seeing these guys all together kind of really just brings the whole, like, I don't know, the whole collection vibe just together. This just looks absolutely amazing. I do love how these guys look. They are absolutely phenomenal and honestly very, very, very fun, and I like the size. The size of these guys is just perfect. I don't see how these guys are too small or too big. These guys were just kind of like that right where it kind of needed to be when it come to your whole like size comparison type of things. And I do like these guys a lot. I do love the color scheme. The color scheme goes on really, really good. And as you can see here, this is what I was talking about, like gang molding. If you notice, these guys here are to the colors alternate, and these guys here, the colors alternate. Well, that similar thing happened with the original ones, as you can see. So this gang molding thing is a thing, and honestly, I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing, because I actually like sets that can kind of incorporate each other's parts and stuff. And the fact that these guys' engines are, their guns, I just love that. I always love that whole thing. And the fact that these guys would have come with building blocks, much like Lego. They weren't going to be exactly just like Lego, but I do know there was a few other sets that were out there that were going to be coming out. And just recently there was a leak of it looks like a USS Flag, and it's got quite a few G2 Transformers posed on it and all over it, which is kind of cool. And then there's a really, really grainy picture that I really do not understand. This picture, I can't really comprehend anything really but the truck. Maybe I can see a few of these guys here on the back of the truck, and just kind of sitting out around the vehicle, but you really can't tell what it is in the background. I don't know if maybe that's a mode or something that truck turns into, and it's kind of hard to really decipher the artwork and such that's on the sides. But as for the actual toys, these things are absolutely awesome. I love these things. These things are amazing, and I'm so happy to have these in my collection. Anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This has been yet another Transformer Crazy G2 review, and I'll catch you guys later because I have plenty more coming your way. And that's it for now. Bye.